Hello friends and welcome to Butterfly Meadows Homestead. I'm Dorinda. Today we are going to be making chicken salad. You can use this chicken salad for dips and for sandwiches. Let's go over the ingredients that we need to make chicken salad. First, of course, you're going to need some chicken. You can use any kind of chicken that you want. You can use a rotisserie chicken, you can use a baked chicken, you can boil chicken. What I have here is canned chicken, and this is chicken that I canned myself, but you can buy canned chicken in the store. You just need cooked chicken. And so here I have canned chicken breast. Now, I'm making a large batch because I'm making a lot of sandwiches, but I will put a recipe in the description below and you can use that. It'll just be a normal size amount, and you can use that recipe and you can like double it or triple it or however you need to, depending on how much chicken salad that you are going to make. What I have here is I have some chopped celery. So I just chopped it up fairly fine, and it's kind of diced, small, chopped. I'm not sure what you call it, but just little small pieces. You don't want really big pieces. And here I have an onion that I diced up kind of small. Now I'm going to give you a little secret here about the onion. Here is something that I always do whenever I am making a salad like chicken salad or the pea salad and different salads that I use that have onion in them. I will take my onion and chop it up. Then I will either lay the onion out on a plate or put it in a bowl, and I add a little sugar. Just a little, like to this amount of onion, this was just one medium-sized onion, I put about a tablespoon or less of sugar, sprinkled it all around it and mixed it up. And then I placed it in the freezer for about an hour. And what that does is, you know, some onions can be really strong. And I just think whenever you're making something like a sandwich spread, you don't want any flavors that are just going to overpower everything. And a lot of people don't like that bite of a really strong onion. And it just makes the onion sweeter. It takes away that oniony bite, but you still get the onion flavor. It just makes it taste wonderful. So I always do that. That's a little something that I do. I don't know where I learned to do this, but it's something that I always do. So you might want to try that. Say you have an onion that, you know, is really strong. Now, if you have one of those really sweet onions, like a candy onion, you probably wouldn't need to do that. And then here I have some raisins, and this is called Melody because it has the red, the yellow, I guess it's got 3 different colors of raisins, but I have about a cup of raisins here. In Southern chicken salad, normally you will find celery, and often you will find grapes or apples. And I have found that raisins have that sweet taste that just make a chicken salad taste so good. So I like to use raisins instead of grapes. And then I also have about a cup of Greek yogurt. And then we are also going to be using some mayonnaise. We are going to be using black pepper and just a little bit of dill. Now, fresh dill is, of course, wonderful if you have it. I don't have it, but I do have dried dill, and I don't have a problem using dried spices, so we'll be using a little bit of this dill. And if needed, we will taste it, and if needed, we will add some salt. But you may not need the salt. But if you want to add salt, of course you can. Now, my canned chicken does not have salt, so most likely I'm probably going to have to add a little bit of salt. So the first thing I'm going to do is drain my chicken, drain the broth off of my chicken, and I'm going to save that broth for something else, but I don't want it in my chicken salad. So I'm going to drain this off and bring you back. Okay, wonderful. So I have my chicken all drained, and I have it here in my bowl. Now, if you're using a rotisserie chicken, you're going to want to take the skin off. You want to cut it up in small cubes, depending on what kind of chicken you're using. So you see here how my chicken is in just these large chunks. I'm going to take my little chopper here, and I'm just going to chop the meat. I just want it, I don't care if it's necessarily in cubes. It's very tender, so I'm not worried about that. But I don't want these large chunks. So I'm just going to use my chopper here and mix it all up. And this bowl may not be big enough. I think it might be, but it's the only glass bowl I have this big. So I'm hoping it'll be big enough. So I'm just going to chop this chicken up because we don't want any really large pieces. And I think that's pretty good. By the time we get done stirring everything, it'll all be broken up. So I don't necessarily need this little chopper anymore. Okay, so we have our chicken and we have it pretty much what you might call shredded. And so what we are going to do first is we are going to add the dressing part. So you can, if you want, you can use all mayonnaise, but I'm going to be using a little yogurt and some mayonnaise because I want the tang from the yogurt, and I don't want it to just have a mayonnaise-y taste. I want it to have a little more flavor than just mayonnaise. If you don't want to use yogurt, you could use sour cream, or you could use salad dressing, like is it the Miracle Whip? Mix half and half Miracle Whip and mayonnaise or something like that. But I'm going to be using a little bit of yogurt, and that's about a cup of yogurt. But my measurement, don't pay attention to my measurements because as you can see, I'm making a large amount of chicken salad, and you will probably be making a smaller amount. So we're going to put in the yogurt, and then I'm going to add, to begin with, I'm going to add a couple of cups of mayonnaise, and then I'll know if I need some more. And that's about 2 cups of mayonnaise. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my pepper, my black pepper. Now you could mix all this together in a separate bowl if you wanted to, definitely. Whoops. Well, that was full, so I already have some dill. I just want maybe a half a teaspoon of dill. And I have dill everywhere. Okay. Then I have some salt here. I'm going to go ahead and put just about a half a teaspoon of salt since my chicken doesn't have any salt in it. So I'm going to mix this in and see how. I have here about 3 stalks of celery that I cubed up, and the celery just gives the chicken salad a wonderful crunch. Now some people will put pickle relish in their chicken salad, and you can do that if you want. So you see this juice on my onions here? That is not water. That is because sugar draws water out of vegetables, and so that's what that came from. So I'm just going to put it all in there because it's basically onion juice. And then I'm also going to add in my raisins. Now you don't want to get too many raisins, but you want enough, and I'm thinking compared to the amount of chicken here that those 2 cups or a cup and a half is about right. So we're just going to stir this all together. And it just smells so good. Now you can also add nuts to your chicken salad. A lot of people add nuts. You can add diced apples if you don't want to add raisins or grapes. You could use diced apples. Really, any kind of fruit that you want to add. You can get creative with your chicken salad. And like I always say, just make it your own. And I am thinking this looks good. I don't think I need any more mayonnaise. I just need to taste it to see if I have enough pepper and salt. So let's give it a taste. Make sure I get a little celery, raisin. It is good, but it could use a little salt. So I'm going to add some salt. I'm going to add a little less than a teaspoon, if I can get it measured here, a little less than a teaspoon of salt. Then we'll stir this up. Now, chicken salad is always better after it's had time to sit for a little while. So you'll want to make it ahead of time, like at least maybe a day ahead of time, if you can. And that way you will know if it's too dry, because sometimes when things sit, they'll absorb all your mayonnaise and stuff, and you may have to end up adding more. You can also add boiled eggs to your chicken salad if you want. There's lots of different things you can add to the chicken salad. Like I said, pickle relish and different fruits diced up. But I like the combination of the raisins, the celery, and the onion, and just a little bit of the dill seasoning, the black pepper, and the salt. And I think this will just make some delicious sandwiches. This is how you make a wonderful Southern style chicken salad. And I hope you'll give this a try. If you are enjoying my videos, please remember to subscribe, hit the bell button so you'll get the notifications when I put out a new video. Don't forget to hit the like button and leave me a comment. Tell me what you like to put in your chicken salad. Tell me if you try the recipe, and if you have any questions, I always try to answer any questions anyone has about any of the recipes that I share. And I have enjoyed sharing this with you. I hope you will share it with your friends, and I hope you'll try it and enjoy it. God bless. Bye-bye.